It just depends who's going to run the ship, what happens. And Kathleen Kennedy at Disney has been running the ship, gearing the ship towards the future of Disney and the future of Star Wars. And she thinks that Daisy Ridley is the person to move us forward after the new futuristic franchise we had. And after The Last Jedi, she's saying now it's time for Daisy Ridley to take over. And she's willing to pay the big bucks to get Daisy Ridley to come back to take the new franchise of Star Wars forward. And right now, the In Snyder, this guy does a lot of shit out there, but he came forward and he found out how much that she's being paid for the next Jedi movie, and she's being billed at $12.5 million to play Rey again for the new Star Wars movie. And this is way beyond how much she gets paid normally for any kind of production. But I think that they thought we have to lock her in somehow to make her come back. And so, like, let's pay her an absorbent amount of money and maybe she'll come back. And of course, she was going to come back. Honestly, overall, that new franchise, it wasn't as good as it could have been the last three. You kill Han Solo like a bitch, and then you don't have an idea moving forward. And the problem with me is, like, you had an idea. JJ had a problem, right? Had an idea. And then, like, he was supposed to, the idea was supposed to move through 3 movies. And then we had Rian Johnson come in, and he changed it. He's completely shit on everything JJ did. And then you have JJ come back because they had fired, Trevorrow to do it. And so then now you have JJ trying to fix it. And that's always a problematic thing. And I think they should have started anew. Now, the idea is that she's going to be training the new Jedi Order. $12.5 million is a lot of money to come back. I don't think they're even paying Mark Hamill to do that shit, And so for me, I'm like, this seems like an absorbent of money for franchises already having a hard time these days. Focus on the old. Don't focus on this new generation that didn't do well. If you're asking me. But I think that this is ridiculous how much they're paying for. It happens all the time. Remember, they used to have the $20 million club. They used to be a big thing in Hollywood. Tom Cruise used to get it all the time. Jim Carrey was in there. Like, there was Eddie Murphy's in there. I think Eddie Murphy's still getting that, The last trilogy was okay. You're right. It was okay. I don't like it. It'll probably get more love later on, Racer X, just like the prequel series does. I talked shit about Hayden Christensen one time. Like, he got redemption, in the Ahsoka franchise. People gave me shit like, you never need redemption. But again, that's what happens. Like, as time goes by, these people tend to love these movies more. The original Star Wars, people love that even more now too as time went by. But I just think that I just don't think that she is what can make the next franchise be big. They're paying her $12.5 million. And to me, it just seems insane. Honestly, is that too much money? Was that what's going to fix this Star Wars franchise? You have to have Daisy Ridley back? That's the question. Jordan. What do you think? Is she worth that paycheck? Is she worth that paycheck? Is $12.5 million going to save Star Wars? And, there was rumors this would be canceled, which that's bullshit. I heard people like John Campea say that shit. That's bullshit. This is not canceled. This is what they're pushing forward
bullshit,
next.
But it should be.
Well, they're doing the Mandalorian series first, the movie first. Then they're going to do this. They're still working on the logistics. But do you think that she's getting paid too much? And do you think that it's worth the? If you think that she's getting paid the right money, is she going to be the person that saves Star Wars?
No, I don't think even close, because in the new trilogy, it wasn't all her fault. It went through multiple hands. Multiple people had their hands in it, and multiple script writers, whatever. But her character was just written terrible, and I don't think there's any way to save it. I don't think she's worth 12.5 because you've already told her story. Why do you have to continue? I mean,
she's a Palpatine, that's why.
Yeah, there's no. Oh no, she's a Skywalker now. She's not a Palpatine. She changed her name, so now she's the Rise of the Skywalker. So, what are we gonna bring somebody in to drink blue milk out of a space cow's titty again?
That can happen.
I'm sorry.
Luke Skywalker will. Space Ghost Skywalker will do that.
I'm an action figure collector. And let me just tell you, the new fucking trilogy, especially that second one, made me box up my Star Wars shit, and it went to the fucking basement.
Oh, jeez. That's pretty bad, Jordan.
So, I think you need to say it. Like, the TV shows have been saving it. The Mandalorian was really good, I thought. Book of Boba Fett, not so well. But Ahsoka, Anakin Skywalker, that was pretty well. And I just think that's the way you got to go. And even, like, new ideas. Like, if the new trilogy got ripped on so much, I don't think you're going to make money by bringing her back and continuing her story.
Yeah. I don't think so either. But then again, they're really banking on it. And I think they think that they're going to tie Grogu in. That's the whole thing, that he might be part of this whole Jedi temple that she's making. And their idea is the next Jedi.
Okay, well, if Grogu's in it, I might see it then. I mean,
you're gonna want that changes everything, right? But
yeah,
I feel like
he likes those blue cookies and shit.
He'll be eventually sound like Gizmo, like Grogu, and then you'll be able to talk and stuff and fight Force shit, and like it'll be
don't get him wet.
Let's take a drink on that one. That's an impression. You can't talk like this. I'm not sounding like Michael Jackson now. But I feel like that's where they're going to go with it. And then the idea is that Grogu would be there. Maybe it's an idea of just taking a new generation. You're there for a little bit, pay that big bucks like anybody else's name, get butts in the seat, and then you build new people.
I just want them to explain where Grogu came from.
I don't think they're going to, though. I think they know that they don't have to. He was in Luke's temple at one point. That's what it is.
Where's he been hiding during the original trilogy?
He's been hiding up Mando's helmet. I don't know, man. He's been chilling. He's been on Mandalore doing his thing, He's riding Mandalorians and having a good time. I don't know, it's his life. He's a little robot body. He's like R2-D2 little baby body. I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. Like, Grogu could be the saving force moving forward. But Ron, you hear about this, and do you think that this is an insane amount of money to pay her at this point? Now, of course, the movies didn't do that well. They did all right, and they were kind of especially the last one was kind of a box office disaster for Disney. Do you think that the idea of bringing her in and moving it forward with her? Now, again, they're only saying one movie. Not saying trilogy, just saying one movie. Of course, there are plans for when we know that. But you think that she is worth this paycheck? And you think that she is the person to lead this moving forward? I mean, last time we had Han Solo, we had Harrison Ford, we had Mark Hamill. Is she the person moving forward?
You know what? I don't even know who she is. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but I don't even know who she is. So leading a franchise? No, I think that's a bit excessive. You know what Racer says was the last Star Wars made $1 billion. So there is a huge audience for that. You could almost just show a test screen and make $1 billion, But I don't think she's one. And I don't know if studio executives are thinking about this because they don't really think a lot. I don't know. But you set her at 12.5. Guess who's going to come next looking for 13? And then all of a sudden, all the money's going to be going to talent again. There's not going to be anybody to shoot a movie. And it's going to be that whole $20 million cycle all over again. Demi Moore, Jim Carrey, it's going to be that whole thing. Demi Moore, the first $20 million woman.
Yeah. And that could be what happens with her too. She could do so well with this franchise. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, the fans were pissed. The fans have been pissed. People watch these movies, but people have been mad and giving them so much shit. The same thing happened with the prequels. I know you're not a big Star Wars fan, but as a business, like, the fan backlash, the fans are a big thing for these products to run. Yeah. And so, like, the fans weren't happy, but it did do well. But I mean, you know what I mean? What do you do as a business? Do you really bring her back? Like, she was kind of like the face of the last ones. But do you think that maybe you just try to start something new, though, and make it, because it's worked better with Disney Plus shows, I think, in general. People have had more praise for them than anything else. Or do you think that this is kind of like they've always leaned into the old with Star Wars, always. Well, we know Luke Skywalker, we know Han Solo. Let's lean into that. Now we have Daisy Ridley playing Rey, and then I guess maybe they just think that's going to be what they have to do to lean forward to make it happen. They're saying that they're paying this big bucks because she is a name. That's what they're saying, and it will entice more people to come back. But that's business. That's a business, isn't it, Ron?
It is totally. Let me ask you something though. Who else in that? Who would you think would be better suited for this from the movies, from those three?
For me, I would just start new, and I get it. She is the biggest name from that. And I would start new, like Finn, who played Finn in there too. Like, he did a great job, but I mean, he was a stormtrooper. And honestly, I was like, whatever. Like, he kind of had a whole thing with Rey too. He's supposed to be back for this as well. Adam Driver was a big part of it, but they killed him off in the last one. Yeah, and he's a great actor too, but he's not doing it. So for me, I guess if you're going to continue to use her, but I would have done like, let's just bring Grogu and have like a Grogu movie, and Grogu's training them. Like, maybe you make Grogu become the person that speaks and talks.
Ryan Reynolds.
And then Ryan Reynolds comes in as a Jedi Knight. And if Sabrina were here, she'd be like, yes, please. And then Ryan Reynolds runs the franchise forward. He could be like the best. How about Samuel L. Jackson comes back somehow? I don't know how. He's still alive. I don't know how. Yeah, right. Right, Pappy? He was in the old franchises. So he might be very fucking old, but who cares? Bring him back, and then have a buddy cop comedy with him and Darth Vader somehow together again, and move that forward. Yeah. Or maybe do a comedy. Do a comedy Star Wars. How about that shit? That'd be fucking fun. Can you imagine a buddy cop Star Wars movie? That'd be fucking great. I would love that shit.
Ryan Reynolds in a buddy cop thing, that works so well
Star Wars?
for Rest in Peace department.
That was we're taking Star
buddy
Wars in action.
So well for him.
Star Wars in action, GR, what do you think, man? GR, do you want to see a buddy cop Star Wars? You excited about Daisy Ridley coming back? How do you feel about this?
That's what you were talking. I can save them $10.5 million. They gave me 1.25, and I'll play Obi-Wan Wawa and train the Jedi's.
Obi-Wan Wawa?
Wawa, my last name,
Wawa.
But GR, would you take that $12.5 million if you were Daisy Ridley?
No, see, I 1.25 million. Yeah, I'll save them. I'll save them $10.75 million.
Are you surprised this is happening, GR, at all? I don't know if you saw the sequel series.
Going with what they got is, she's not a bad actress, but let's face it.
No, she's not bad.
She's not
bad in the eyes.
No, not bad in the eyes.
No, not bad in the eyes. Talented.
Let's go with a comedy thing. I like that idea.
I think that'd be fun. We do a comedy Star Wars.
And she can be her mother or whatever.
They can write this shit.
Let's just say this isn't the movie you're looking for.
Right. I just think they could go a different route with Star Wars. Again, this seems like it's the same told story they've tried and told story they've tried for a long time. So maybe they're just going to try to dive back in there and be like, oh yes, it's Star Wars. So we have to have a new Jedi person training people. We have to go back into that. But
volunteered,
Yeah. We'll get GR. I think GR could be a Jedi Knight. That'd be great. I'd be all about that. And GR.
I'd love to play with a lightsaber and cut things in half,
That'd be great. Oh shit! Your ex-wife, GR? That's a lot right there, man.
That's honesty, is what that is. Okay, I didn't say that, guys. Sorry.
That is some bull dinky.
Thanks, Paps.
It's
I love this news. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I think on that note, GR, that's a good toast. But I think they're pulling off what they know, and they're going to try to make it happen. And that makes sense as a business, but I still want something different. Give me a Star Wars comedy. If Sean here, give them doing their taxes, living their lives on the big street. Like, how do they go to work? How do they drive their tow trucks? Like, who runs the system that is in the lower decks? Let's figure that out. Let's try to do something different. Let's try to figure out a new world for Star Wars. But again, Daisy Ridley was a big figure of that prequel, or that super futuristic franchise, the sequel series, and I think they're just going to bank off her, and they hope that whatever happens after that, they will make money, and they'll be able to fix that franchise and make it grow into the future. Because there are some great storylines from the books and from the Jedi Knights stuff they could go into, which would be fun. I love the idea of the Jedi Knights when they have from like the past. There's like a post like before everything they're supposed to do, like going back to the very first Jedi. That shit's cool. Let's do more of that shit. Let's focus on like a past with no Skywalkers, nobody. Let's do something completely different. But they're still trying to focus on.
I'll tell you how you fix it.
Future.
I'll tell you how you fix it. You get rid of Kathleen Kennedy.
Well, that's a whole thing too. That's a big call by fans. Fans want her gone, but she won't go anywhere. She's there. They won't fire her.
She's like
Bob Iger must have something for her. I don't know what he's doing. He's he must like her.
I'll take care of it.
Something. I don't know. That's all I say.
That's a drink. That's a drink. You imitated Mickey.
Ooh, mousetrap. I don't know.
Thanks, Racer.
PR could be a Jedi Master. I agree 100% tenfold. But this is happening. She is coming back. Daisy Ridley is going to be $12.5 million. So if you hear anything that people are scared because it is delayed, they're pushing Mandalorian first. That's just, they're going to try to rework that franchise. I think they might not do another series or another season 4. They might not dive into that. They might just go into the movie and move from that. This might be some connecting tissue they're going to use for everything else in that whole franchise. This might be why they're pushing that first. And then they can still shoot at the same time, everybody. I mean, Grogu's a puppet. If he's in both, it's not going to matter. And also on top of that, it's a whole different franchise, whole different people coming forward for this Rey movie and for Mandalorian. So we'll see what happens. But Daisy Ridley is coming back for $12.5 million. Hopefully, it's worth that money.
Yo, player. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pep Star needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.